What's up everyone? Good morning. We thought we were going to take the entire weekend off of vlogging, but we couldn't resist. We just are so excited. It's so fun. Like, it's so fun for us in the moment. It's so fun for us to watch it. I've been watching all the vlogs and I love them. So I'm hoping that you guys are loving them as much as I am. We are starting off our Sunday with a photo shoot. It is not even 9 o'clock. I'm not sure if we're gonna make it through the photo shoot without breakfast because I'm already hungry and then I get really hangry, especially during a photo shoot. So we might have to take a mid-break, but we'll just see if we can get through it or not. This is one of the items, a sand crew neck embroidered with the black threads. Peace Dogs Coffee. So cute. This was a custom idea from Erin and Karen, and we are bringing it to the shop because it is so cute. Erin always has so many fun ideas, and she's actually the one who suggested the dogs are my love language phrase on something, and that ended up being a huge seller for our shop. This weekend has been so crazy because embroidery is still popping off, and it's just so crazy how it has taken a turn for the up and up right now. So I actually bought more black sweatshirts for the dog mom, one where you can personalize with your dog's name, and I listed them before they arrived, which I hate doing that because it scares me, but we did, and they all sold out before they even arrived, so we had to do it again, order more and list them, and smalls are already out again. So it is so crazy, but we have to kind of take it in batches anyways so that everyone can get their things on time, because every embroidered item is made to order right now. So we just have to keep that in mind. And today's topic of the video is going to be what it's like owning a business in your 20s, because as you see, it is Sunday morning and we are working. Nick is over here because we have Facebook orders that come in, and if it's like a custom item, we have to reach out to them because they can't fill it out the same way as our website. So like someone last night, was it this morning or last night?
It was last night.
Last night ordered the Clover balloon one. Two of them. And on our website you get to pick your breed, but on Facebook it doesn't give them that field. So now we have to ask them, what breed do you want on there? And that's kind of what Nick's doing. And Facebook is actually very complicated because it doesn't completely link up. It links one way but not the other. So like it knows what we have in stock, but then it doesn't take off our stock. So Nick has to make sure to keep up with that because there was actually only 2 of that size left, and now they bought them, so we have to take it off now so no one else can buy it. So it's a little bit complicated. Gracie says it's a sunny Sunday. I don't think Grace is gonna actually be in any of the photos. We thought about it. So my thought, they're over here. So this is like a new pattern that is tan and black. So I thought that this could be cute together, but it is different shades. So like, do we want to photograph this together, or is it just, should it wait for like a black item, black clothing item? I don't know. So these are some other patterns that are gonna come soon, but they don't really go with any of the embroidered stuff. We can go in here and see the things that Ensley had done. So this one actually does not need a pairing because this is coming to the add-on shop. So I feel like we don't need to show it with a bandana. Oh yeah, these things could be, that's cute. We could show that. That kind of goes. Oh, and this is actually really cute. Okay, we can have some of Grace.
The lighting right now is a problem, so we're having to go all the way back here.
Excuse me, I was wondering if I could pet your dog.
Girls, are you behaving while we're outside?
Grace, is it your turn? Look at that windblown hair. Say fashion model. Zoom. And the final product, I think we already showed a sneak peek of this, is the fanny pack. This one is Layla's. Her mom got Husky Mama, so we're photographing this one, and this is going to be part of the subscription add-on shop next month as well. But I think we're going to allow for like a few different designs, or maybe if someone wants something custom, like if you just want a monogram, not dog related, we can do that as well. But we are marketing this fanny pack as like the essential thing to walk your dog, like a dog walking thing. So you can put your poop bags, your leash, whatever, treats in here, hands-free, walk your dog. So that is what we are going for, and I'm really excited because they're blank, so we can really customize them to whatever the person wants. Okay, I'm going to try to not get too rambly, but I wanted to give my little opinion on owning your own business or a business, or kind of doing your own thing in your 20s. I feel like now more than ever, social media really portrays this, because there's a lot of people like Nick and I who share a lot of their videos and promote their business, and also it also gets very intertwined with the MLM culture of, you know, selling things and being that your own boss, basically. And I feel like you never hear anyone, especially in our age gap, I feel like, talking about like working a traditional 9 to 5 and enjoying that as their thing. And because of a lot of people not liking the job that they're in or that 9 to 5 culture, everyone else is like striving for that business or that own thing for them. And don't get me wrong, Nick and I love Tails Up Pup. We love what we do. I just want to share this side because we do share a ton of owning our business and all of the goods and orders and all the fun things. But I just want to say, I feel like I have talked about this a little bit, but that you don't see the hard parts, the long parts, the thought and hard work that goes into it. And we were really talking about this weekend because we are exhausted by the time Sunday rolls around, and we just want a day to kind of relax and calm down. And we realize that we don't have that much time and energy to spend with friends or family a lot of the time, because on the off chance that we have an hour to sit down, we just want to sit down and relax on our own. And we were like, how do other people do it? Nick and I wake up at 5:30 and we go to bed at 9:30 or 10, and we literally are working all day. Every hour we're awake, we are doing something that is work related, whether it is like physically hands-on cutting bandanas, whether it's responding to people, coming up with new ideas, thinking about something that's happening, coming up with new ways to do things and how we're going to promote it, and all the things that go into it. We are constantly in work mode. There is no off switch, which it has been nice working in the office because we can't go into our basement anymore and physically do the work. So that has helped, but having a computer and a phone in our hands at all times has made it impossible to ever quit working. And we love it because it's so much fun and we're always striving for more and better and connections with people. But there is no off time, so we never get that relaxing time, and we're constantly go, go, go. And I think that sometimes is hard, especially for someone like our parents who, you know, they wake up, they go to work, they come home, and that's been their life forever. And so when we say that we're working or that we're, you know, they can't fully comprehend that we're working while we're sitting here in our house, because that doesn't make sense. They can't do their job in the house. And I think the same thing with friends. They don't truly understand that we are working all the time. And a lot of people, because Nick is my husband and I am his wife, think that we have our romantic relationship all the time with working. Like, a lot of people think that because we work together, we don't need to spend any other time together, because they think we romantically fulfill our love tanks all the time, which is not the case for Nick and I, at least. When we're working, and that is a totally different relationship than, I don't know, trying to get to know each other, have a fun time. Like, going to the park and going on a walk is much more filling of our love tank than working. Would you agree?
Very much agree.
Like, when sometimes
we don't even spend a lot of time during the workday. You're in one office, I'm in a different office.
That is true now. We really don't spend a ton of time together. But even when we were physically next to each other more frequently, like, our friends and family wouldn't understand when we would say, like, we're having a date night. They'd be like, oh, well, why do you need that? And it's like, it's not the same as working. And I think that sometimes that's really hard, because I try to put myself in anyone else's shoes, and I would think that too, you know, like, they're together all the time. Why do they need to go on a date? And it's like, it's just different. And I feel like it's always said that social media is a highlight reel, and that people are only going to show happy, butterflies, rainbows, all the good stuff, and that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. And if striving for what social media portrays to be the most magical thing of owning a business isn't your thing, I just feel like promoting, you know, if you are happy in your job, that it is a 9 to 5 or a corporate job, if whatever makes you happy is what you should do. And at the end of the day, don't let what other people think is the best become what you think is the best, because that you can get really caught up in that, and that can be really hard. And I will also say that having your own thing on the side and also having another job is totally like an option for a lot of people. And if that makes you happy and that's what you want to do, like maybe you don't want to make this thing that you're doing as a hobby and making a little bit of money, maybe you don't want that to be your full-time thing, and that's okay. Sometimes people are like, when is it, what are you gonna do next? When are you gonna do this? How are you gonna like quit your job? And like, if that's not your end goal, don't let other people try to make that your end goals for you. I know for us, people are always saying this, and it's awesome because that means they're excited and that they have these fun ideas and that they're thinking of us. But at the end of the day, Nick and I have to create our own end goals or our own ambitions, and not let other people's thoughts of what we're doing or what we should be get in the way. Nick, do you have any thoughts on this topic before I stop rambling?
I think the biggest thing, I didn't get to hear everything, but knowing yourself and self-awareness is probably one of like the biggest superpowers that you can have, because that allows for all different aspects of your life, but we're specifically talking about work. So like Danielle said, if working a traditional job is fulfilling and you're happy with that, I was not happy with that. And took me a long time, took me a year and a half to say, this is not the path for me. I need to figure out something else. But the reason that it took me so long, and I think I even knew this going into it, is I was scared about what other people thought. I thought that society, my parents, just in general, friends, everything, thought that this is what you're supposed to do after college. I needed to go get a job with some company in the corporate world, and that's what I needed to do. And me saying all that, that is great for, some people. It wasn't good for me. And so the whole point in saying that, I'm not trying to say that's not a good thing. For some people, that is a great thing. For a lot of people, it's a great thing. But for me, it wasn't, and I had to find a different path. And so knowing that about yourself and being able to like look yourself in the mirror and say, Nick, stop pretending. This is not the life that you're supposed to live. And like Danielle I've overheard, working on your own business, I work so many more hours than I worked when I was working in the corporate world, but I'm so okay with that because I love what I do. I love doing it with Danielle. I love doing it with our team. All of those things together end up to a position that even though I'm working way more, I wouldn't trade what I'm doing for anything. So ultimately, it doesn't come down, I don't think, to the number of hours worked. It's definitely hard. It's definitely more stressful, but I wouldn't trade that. So I think ultimately it comes down to you deciding what does your life need? What do you as a person need to be fulfilled?
And I was just gonna say, like, think about where you are and where you want to be, and then the things you need to do to get there. If you are working in a corporate job and that's where you want to be, then that's great. If you are working in a corporate world and you want to do this thing, what are going to be the stepping stones to get you to this thing, or vice versa, like just figure out what you want to do and how you can get there to make it attainable for yourself.
Right. Well, unfortunately, it would be so easy if you could just snap your fingers, and this is the same for us. Like, we moved in with my parents for a full year. After like being out on our own, living in Atlanta, kind of having like all our own stuff, very independent. When we quit our jobs, or a little bit before we quit our jobs because we knew it was coming, we decided to move in with my parents, and we basically just waited for a year and just kind of worked on our plan for what our business was going to be. Tails Up Pup wasn't even the thought then, but we knew that we wanted something else and that we were going to do what it took to get there. And sometimes what it takes is hard. And like for us, the planning point or whatever was moving with my parents to save as much money as possible, so that, because to start a business or to do any type of thing in life, money a lot of times is something that holds us back. And so we needed to save so that we could, go after our business goals. And so for you, maybe that's, if you want to start your own business, maybe that's, you start something as a side hustle while you have your job. You're doing that in the free time that you have. That certainly is hard. And I think that if you're willing to do that, you're obviously working a lot more hours because you're working your corporate job and then you're coming and working on your side hustle. That's going to tell you, am I able to work X amount of hours to do this? Is it really worth it to me? Because like Danielle said, social media is a highlight reel. If you think that, this is going to be such a glamorous, glorious thing, there's so much work that goes into it that if you're just doing it for the money, that you will fail if you're doing it just for the money, because the money doesn't come first. It takes a long time for the money to come up most of the time, and sometimes it never comes. But that doesn't mean that you can't make a good living and be fulfilled. It's just a lot of times people see all the fancy stuff, and that's why they want to go do it. So if you're doing that, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
I feel like I catch myself doing this, so I could totally see how someone would see us as that, is that you don't necessarily see where the people came from. Like, I'm looking at these companies who make millions of dollars, and I'm like, wow, how can they do that so fast and get there so easily, when then sometimes they'll share little bits and pieces, and I'm like, what? I had no idea. For the most part, we have filmed Tails Up Pup from the beginning of Tails Up Pup, but there's still a lot missing in the beginning. But before Tails Up Pup was founded, there's no videos of us living at his parents' house. Like, well, actually, there's probably a few, but like, we didn't really share that part of life yet, and we never really talk about it. So like, I just feel like you never really know where someone came from, all the hurdles they had to jump to get to where they are. If you're maybe just following us now, you are only seeing what seems to be on social media, a successful married couple owning a business and has a whole team and has these 2 offices, and you're like, wow, how'd they do that so easily, so fast? And it's like, well, it's been over 3 years, and it's been a ton of work and a ton of time and a ton of hurdles, but you don't necessarily always see that.
The main point is, whatever that you want to do, plan it out, plan out your path. Write down the necessary steps to take, whether that's saving money and starting your side hustle, whether that you feel like you're ready to just dive into it, just whatever the path points are, plan them out, write them down, and then just start to take action.
Don't always believe social media all for what it is, because there's tons of parts that people cut out. Like, we even cut parts out of this video. Just think about all the times in this video, how many people in all their things, people are editing themselves, making themselves look better, cutting out all the bad parts, and you just need to keep that in mind when you're trying to think about how glamorized someone else's life is, and if that's where you want to be, that it probably isn't always sunshine and rainbows. If you guys have any thoughts on this, leave them in the comments below. We'd love to chat on this topic. Let us know maybe where you want to be, what is a goal you have, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.